Welcome back, everyone, and today we are doing a couple of things. We're organizing our fishing gear. We're making some drop lines. Whenever my wife and I go fishing tomorrow, we're going to drop some of these drop lines off as we go into the sloughs and then pick them up on the way out. And what we're using here is like what they call a noodle, mainly used for like swimming pool, stuff like that. So we'll cut these. This is 56 inches long. We can get 8 7-inch pieces out of it. I've gone through and marked 7 inches on them. You're going to come back and cut them. The other day I went camping with a buddy of mine and his wife. He showed me how he was organizing his accessories, like his weights and his hooks. I said, well, I got to do something. So I went down to local China Mart and picked up a couple of these containers. I've got like weights that I would use for my drop lines and my catfish on this side. Weights on this side for perch fishing and bass fishing. And over here I've got some hooks for perch fishing and what I'm going to be using for the drop lines. And the hooks that I use for bass fishing are a little too wide to go in here. Here they are. So I'm going to probably be getting something else, some other container to keep these in. I'm just playing around with this, see how well it does. But what we're doing is I'm working on some drop lines. And I wanted these drop lines to be like a modular, where I could just plug different weights and different, make them flexible so they're not, so I don't have one certain hook tied on the end of it. I don't have one certain weight put on it. I wanted where I could disassemble and then reassemble very quickly. And this is what I come up with. Is that we took a piece of nylon string about 10 feet long, 12 feet long, and I tied 2 like loop nuts in it at the same, pretty close to the same spot. And then what it is I can put the weight, any size weight I want on it, a swivel, and then a hook without having to tie anything. Now, let me show you how I did this. Is that I took the hook and took a piece of string about 1 foot long, just tied a knot in it, burn the ends. I think that's like a number 1 hook somewhere in there. The swivel, all that is just looped around the end. And with this design I don't even have to use a swivel. Just go like that. Allows me to change the hook within just seconds. So I can put on different size hooks for whatever I want. For the weight, let's say this weight's not big enough or want to go with a different style weight, I'll just undo the loop like that. Open my package up. We'll pull me a bigger weight out. Come on, get through there. There we go. There we go. What I'm doing is I'm cutting these strings, this nylon string, about 1 foot long. This is the first one that I cut. It's 1 foot long. That's a little short. I'd hope to get this about 6 inches from the knot to the hook, and it's more like 5 inches, 4 3/4, something like that. So I'm going to increase the length. See, like that. That's more like what I wanted. I'm going to increase the length of the string to more like 16 inches. Just trying to, let's see here, something like that. I'm going to lick the end of it. There we go. Take that, more like it. I can kind of loop it over. Okay. Alright. That's more like it. That's what I want. So that whenever we hook it to our drop line, we can either just go with or without a swivel. I'm going to do some of both. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut that extra slack off a little bit. Take a lighter. Burn it down so it don't fray. And that's it. Now I need, what I say, I've got 3, I need 4 more. I've cut my first noodle. It's, what, 7 inches long? Yeah, I think we can get 8 pieces 7 inches long out of it. And I was kind of, well, what's the best way to tie this so that we can take it apart easy? What I came up with was just pushing the string through the middle, bring it out the other end, loop through it so there's no knot. There's no way for the fish to get back through. There's no way for this to become untied unless the fish comes through here, which I seriously doubt. And here is the finished product. I found out after I cut them the length, I found out that in Texas these fall under a jug line restriction, and Texas requires the float of the jug line to be white. So I had to go to Walmart, get some white duct tape, tape it up to be able to follow the regulations. It has to have my name, address, and date on it, and then my name and address is on the bottom where y'all can't see it. And the date is right there, and that's tomorrow's date, because that's when they're going to be thrown out. They are all wrapped up, ready to go. There's our first drop line. Dropped it off right there at the edge of the bushes. We're going to be following this canal around. I may go out there in the middle of the water, drop one off out there. Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. I've got them stored in a 5-gallon bucket. Only made 6 of them up instead of all 8. I got tired of wrapping them in that white duct tape. We put 3 drop lines out so far. Not catching anything with fishing pole. Saw something flounce right over there, but it may have been a gar. We've gone towards the back of the slough. Say hi, honey.
Hello.
Going towards the back of the slough, and now we're heading back out to the main river. The first float line we picked up did not have anything on it. Now we're heading towards the other 2. There's one right there, and there's one probably about 75, maybe 100 yards ahead of us, barely visible. Haven't seen any gators. One big turtle. That's about it today. I don't know what the deal is. Nope, nothing. Dang it. Alright, let's get out of these weeds. The seats squeak too much. I'm really surprised we haven't seen a gator. positive as is. I figured they'd be out sunning. Nothing on this one either. Bait's still there too. Oh crap. Coming up on the last two, I see one close to where I dropped it off at, and another one close to where I dropped it off at. So we probably don't have anything on them. Dang it.